Hi, my name's Ingemar Hunnings. I'm the principal consultant at Hunnings Consultancy. This brief video is for people who are qualified as lawyers in Pakistan who want to make an application for an exemption from the SQE2 exam, which is the second exam in the process for qualifying as a solicitor of England and Wales through the SQE route. Only those people who are qualified already as lawyers can apply for an exemption from the SQE2 exam. And we've helped several people from Pakistan, so I thought I'd do a separate little video for you. So let me share my screen. There are certain requirements that the SRA has, and I'll go through those in a moment, specifically as they relate to people qualified as lawyers in Pakistan. This is our website. We do help people. So from our website, you'll see services, QWE, confirmation, and SQE2 exemptions, which brings up this here, SQE2 exemptions. So that's with regard to qualified lawyers making applications for exemption from SQE2. By the way, qualified lawyers are automatically exempt from the qualifying work experience requirement. So this really only applies to people who are not qualified. They need to get their qualifying work experience confirmed. If they're not qualified, if they are qualified as lawyers, then they're exempt from that. So let's go into SQE2 exemptions. I put onto our website a whole page here, which is giving information as to what the process is. So all that's up there for free. Okay, and you can download the application form. I'm not going to go into that. There's a separate video as to how to make the application. There's a guidance notes for the letter of reference, what needs to be in there. Now then, for people qualified as advocates in Pakistan, the SRA has considered quite a few applications. This is individual applications. You don't have an agreed exemption, so you have to make your individual exemption application. And they put down various different areas of Pakistan, but to be honest, they're all the same as far as the content is concerned. So what the SRA say for you to be able to successfully apply for exemption from SQE2 is that you need to provide them, along with the application, with your proof of your professional qualification. That could be an admission certificate or a certificate of good standing. I would have thought the admission certificate is easier for you to provide. You need to have at least 18 months legal work experience. That's not qualifying work experience, it's legal work experience. So they are technically different things within the SQE2 way of thinking. So at least 18 months legal work experience post-qualification as a Pakistani advocate. Now, it doesn't have to have been done in Pakistan working as a Pakistani advocate. That, of course, is the ideal. But it could be that you're working abroad as a Pakistani advocate, or at the very least that you are working to the level of a Pakistani advocate. It's even better if you can show evidence that you were employed because of your Pakistani advocate qualification. Okay. Now, working in-house in a company is absolutely fine. All right. Now, you'll also need to provide a letter. So this is the reference letter they're referring to there, or letters covering that period. The reason why it's not 24 months is because there are 6 months which are a mandatory part of your qualification as a Pakistani advocate. So your qualification proves those 6 months. So the letter of reference or letters, because it may be you had more than one employment period to make up that minimum 18 months legal work experience post-qualification that we're talking about. Those you'll probably draft, they need to be signed at the very least, if not written, but probably signed on your draft by your supervisor, someone who directly supervised your work. And that proves the 18 months period that we're talking about. And you'll also need, along with the application form, to submit proof of the supervisor's qualification as a lawyer, admission certificate or certificate of good standing. Or if they're not a lawyer, then, and they don't have to be a Pakistani lawyer, they're just a lawyer, but if they're not a lawyer, then proof of if they're a professional, their professional qualifications. And anyway, if they're not a lawyer, and even if they're not a professional, you need to have in the letter of reference an explanation as to why they were suitable to supervise your work. Okay, so the application form, just to run through that quickly, you'll need to fill in sections 1, 2, 3, and 4B, and then 7C. The letter of reference, as I said here on this page on our website, I have put where you can download the guidance note with regard to the contents. It needs to go into the sort of reference or reference letter. Okay, so all that stuff is for free. If you still want us to help further by reviewing what you dropped, then we do charge. Currently, the charge, this is January 2025, is £250 plus VAT if you're based in the UK. For that, you'll get a fairly simple draft or template letter reminding you what you've got to put in there. We'll review what you drafted. We'll also review your application form and for errors, basically. And we will remind you of what you need to submit to the SRA. Okay, I hope that's helpful. And yeah, if you do want us to help you, then please message us. You can fill in the form here or call, fine, but it's better because if you're watching this video, I've told you what the situation is. You can email. What we will need from you is your name, your email address, and your postal address. And that the reason for postal address is to go into the conference and to show our tax authorities, for example, why we're not charging VAT because you are based overseas. So thank you very much for that. I hope that's going to be helpful and maybe look forward to working with you. Cheers.